Hello Wolfpack, Theta token. Bit of an update here on Theta. It's been about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, and I've got a few select coins that I update regularly now. And these coins that I update regularly are Chain, Bitcoin Cash, RLC, Theta. We update obviously Bitcoin as well and Ethereum. Dent, Cake, LTC, Nano, DGB, ETC, and Cartesi occasionally. I'm actually going to remove that from my list because we've actually recently done an update on Cartesi. Those are the coins I'm going to update regularly because those are the coins that I really look at on this channel regularly, and I have a very solid understanding of the price action on those select coins. Now, obviously, I'm open to doing altcoin videos and coins I haven't looked at before, but I think that for the most part, this late into the cycle, you should already have a select amount of coins that you're looking at constantly, and I think that the time for looking for new coins is coming to an end. I wouldn't say it's over yet, but it's definitely coming to an end. So yeah, as I said, I'm open to looking at new coins, but right now, those are the coins that I'm kind of setting with. I'm going to keep repeating those coins over and over and over again. But I've looked at a coin, for example, I think it's, I can't remember the exact name of it, SRS or something like that, SYS, that a lot of you guys are recommending in the Telegram group, and I'll look at that eventually. I've got that on my list to look at, and a few other ones as well. eCash is another one that I want to look at, but for the most part, these are the coins. So Theta update. Bit of price actions happen on Theta, a bit of interesting stuff that we need to get into. Hasn't really made much of a move yet, but that's nothing to worry about, in my personal opinion, as of yet. And we do have the evidence supporting that the Bitcoin correction is in fact over, and we should be heading to new all-time highs in Bitcoin from now onwards, right? And we've stood by that, and it's happened so far, right? We stood by that in May, we stood by that in September. Both of those times we've upward doubled from those points. So, we've done pretty well with our predictions so far. We'll continue predicting. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, and I highly recommend that you do your own research before investing in anything that I speak about in this channel. Take some personal responsibility. These coins are my recommendations, my personal opinions only. You need to be able to think critically. If you can't think critically, if you can't analyze the charts for yourself, you shouldn't be investing in them, right? So that's just a disclaimer to everyone. I'm sure you guys know that already. But without further ado, let's get into Theta. So we've broken out of a long-term, and by long-term, I mean a 6-month-long symmetrical triangle on Theta. We've broken out to the upside, and so far the price action has been very bullish. Do not be fooled by the fact that we're moving sideways. Sideways movement in a general upwards trend is very bullish. What it actually means is that consolidation is happening. The sellers and the buyers are kind of having a little fight, and they're resetting on top of a major support zone before an explosive move to the upside. What you will notice on Theta token is that where we are consolidating right now is actually very, very, very significant. Not only are we within a smaller symmetrical triangle, we are also right on top of the point of control and a major support zone at $7, right? So what this means is that we are holding above the $7 region. We've held above the $7 region for about 2 weeks, right? You can see all of these daily candles have never failed once to get below the $7 region. The $7 region acted as resistance on multiple occasions in the past. It acted as resistance here in July. It acted as resistance here in July again, acted as resistance here in September, here in October. And we've recently broke above, and we're currently maintaining a support, flipping it for support, and in the meantime, as well as flipping the $7 region for support, we are also flipping the symmetrical triangle that we just broke out of for support. What does this mean? This means that Theta is preparing, most likely, for a massive move to the upside. Now, I know I said that in my last video, but what you will note if you actually looked at the price action is that from the last video until now, Theta has moved from $5.80 all the way up to $7 and to a peak of around $9. So Theta has already made a 33% move from our last video. Congratulations, that was a good trade for us. Now we are looking to consolidate and make another trade on Theta as we have this consolidation region above this support zone. So it looks bullish, right? It looks bullish. What would make it look bearish again? Well, I can say right now that if we closed a daily candle below $7, that's when I'd be taking a step back and waiting for it to look bullish again. But as of right now, holding above $7 consistently is just waiting. We're just asking for a big move to be made. As for the SMAs, we're holding these SMAs in a similar region, right? All of the SMAs are within about an 80-cent region, so they are compressing, and the longer they compress, the more likely we'll see a move. Now, what you will note is that this smaller symmetrical triangle expires on December the 16th. So the longest we could possibly consolidate on Theta is all the way until December the 16th. Do I think we'll consolidate for that long? Not necessarily. Am I certain that a move is going to be happening very, very shortly? Not necessarily either, right? I think that healthy consolidation here actually might last a little bit longer than some of you might expect. Now, That being said, we can actually go all the way up to around $8.30 and still be consolidating, right? As long as we're within this triangle, we're still technically consolidating. And the longer, we take in this triangle, the bigger move will be to the upside. So I think it's not a bad thing for Theta to be consolidating in this position, but we are setting up for a move and we need to be keeping an eye on it. What would confirm a move on Theta? What would confirm a breakout? When would you be entering this trade? Well, I personally am holding Theta token because I have a lot of faith in the metaverse. I have a lot of faith in gaming, specifically in this cycle, but not only in this cycle, but also in the next cycles. Now, what I would be doing is holding Theta for this cycle, selling it towards the top, right, when Ethereum tops out, and then buying back into it in the bear market, because I do fundamentally believe in the project, and I fundamentally believe in the sector. I'm using Theta as exposure in my personal portfolio to the gaming, NFT, and to the metaverse sector. So it's also good large cap exposure, right? It's about 30th on the current market cap ranking, so it's very good large cap exposure as well. And what I'm looking at for Theta right now is a breakout of this symmetrical triangle. If you were looking to trade it, now as I said, I am holding it, so it doesn't bother me at all. But if you were looking to trade it, you look for a breakout of this smaller symmetrical triangle, and that would come anywhere in this region between like $8.40 and $8, depending on when you're taking the trade. But when it does break out of that small symmetrical triangle, what that would confirm is it would confirm that, hey, we've flipped this to support, this area is holding nicely, and we're also flipping this for a higher high, and we're heading into the potential rejection zone for a nice move. Once we head into that potential rejection zone, I think we'll be conquering it this time, coming down, flipping it, and heading to the upside, right? We haven't seen a previous cycle on Theta before, so it is kind of hard to say where we will be going and when we will be moving based off of a cyclical theory, because as I said, this is the first cycle. We don't have any historical data to refer to, but what we can generally assume is that it will be moving with Ethereum because it is a high cap token, and it's fairly new as well. And generally those kind of coins, those new coins, pump with Ethereum rather than with Bitcoin. So we can assume as well that the majority of its gains will be made after Bitcoin tops out, but that's not to say we won't be having a bullish November, and December. Another thing worth saying on Theta is that we have had a bearish MACD cross, and this is just extremely bullish in my personal opinion, right? We've had a bearish MACD cross, and during this MACD cross, even though we saw this MACD cross just up here at around $7.92, we still managed to hold that $7 region for support, and now what we're looking at is a potential bullish MACD cross coming in within the next 2 weeks or so, and when we see that bullish MACD cross, if we are above $7, that should easily be able to take us above the symmetrical triangle and into our potential rejection zone for testing in that region. Now, so that's good to see, right? That's good to see that we've kind of reset everything. Everything's resetting nicely, and we're ready for another move, or we're preparing for another move, I should say, on Theta, which is great to see. Also, you'll notice that the entire structure we're seeing on Theta is a one big cup formation, one big rounding out structure, and eventually that's going to play to the upside, right? As to when it will happen, hard to say. Definitely within the next month, most likely within the next fortnight. That's my personal opinion. As for the triangular target, right, the 22 USD triangle target, that is taken from this larger triangle construction. The estimate from that construction and the extrapolation of data from that construction targets around 22 USD. But as for my end of cycle prediction on Theta, that's 37 USD. And you can find how I came to that in my previous videos. I'm not going to be going over that again. I think that's very conservative. A lot of people have criticized me for being too conservative, but you know how I go at this channel, right? I don't want to put too much optimism in your guys' heads, right? Because yes, I do believe that Theta can go higher than 37 USD, but there's no point in me being over optimistic, because the only thing that can happen is when you're over optimistic is you being disappointed, right? You're more likely to be disappointed, right? And what that means in a financial market is you're going to be holding your coins throughout, even all the bad news that might be coming out, you're still going to be holding, and then eventually you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that, hey, it's actually not going to get there, and you're going to be 50% down on your portfolio, right? So the best thing you can do in a financial market is be optimistic. Once it reaches your be pessimistic. Once it reaches your pessimistic target, you can reevaluate and actually decide whether you want to take profits or not, right? There's no use in me saying Theta is going to go to 100 USD when it's actually very, very, very unlikely to get there. All that would do is make people hold and hold and hold, even when there's bearish signs in the market. And when the market crashes, they'll still be holding, hoping for 100 USD, and then they'll be stuck holding their Theta token through a 3-year bear market, right? So I hope you guys understand that I don't see what the gain is in being overconfident with your price predictions. It doesn't seem logical. We can always just adjust our price predictions. When the target's met, we can always just adjust, I'd even go as far to say that 37 USD is a little bit optimistic. Let's just make it 22, right? Let's just make it 22. If we get to 22 and we still look bullish, just adjust. You're not losing any money. Nothing's going to happen, right? Just because it doesn't fit your bias, it doesn't mean that it's a negative thing. That's my personal opinion, at least, right? So just to summarize my daily chart, we look good. We're rounding out. Something might be happening in the next couple of weeks, definitely within the next month. I think Theta looks good. On the weekly chart, similar things happening, right? Similar things happening, and the main thing I want to bring up on the weekly chart is the fact that we have a Bollinger Band compression. So let's remove all of this, you can see it more nicely. The Bollinger Bands have compressed massively. The last time we had compression was down here in December 2020. We moved up from 50 cents all the way up to $16 within a matter of months, right? Similar thing might be happening here for Theta. As to when this compression will end, again, it's hard to say exactly. Definitely within the next month, possibly the next 2 weeks. But, we simply just don't have we don't have clocks on this kind of thing. It's just something that you have to think that it's going to happen, but we're not exactly sure. It really depends on the market environment. But the point of the matter is we are compressing, and as we are in an upwards trend on Bitcoin, if you think that Bitcoin's going to go up, if you think that the market's going to go up, Theta's going to go up as well, unless something absolutely drastic happens, some black swan event, but I think that's highly unlikely. And, what is the most logical move? Well, we've seen a rounding formation. We've also seen a W formation. The most logical move is to finish this W formation and head to the upside, my personal opinion. Now, on the Bitcoin pair, Theta Bitcoin pair, we have actually seen, and let me just draw this out because I haven't actually looked at this chart too much in the past. I use Bitcoin pairs sparingly because, most of the money is made in USD pairs, but obviously you need to use Bitcoin pairs to understand how your coin is performing in relation to Bitcoin. It's very useful to use. I just don't look at them predominantly. But what we do have on Theta that I did outline in the last video is some sort of descending wedge formation, and we're still seemingly just in that wedge pattern, right? Now, I did say that we could go as low as the bottom here as Bitcoin makes its final move, but I don't think that's going to happen, right? The wedge is narrowing quite nicely, and you'll see that, as I said, within the next month on Theta, we'll be making a move most likely. That lines up to around this line here. Sorry, let me just draw this out better. Lines out to around this line here, and as you can see that we need to be making a move in the next month on the Bitcoin pair, and if the Bitcoin pair moves, the USD pair is likely to move as well. So everything lines up for the next month, Theta making a move. Now, I think personally, as I said, the next 2 weeks, but the next month for certain. So that's essentially the outline of Theta. Right, looks good. Looks good. I'm still confident in Theta. I still think it's going to make some pretty good all-time highs towards December, January region. Most likely the January region, to be quite honest with you. But, I'm bullish on Theta, and the structure's nice, everything's looking good. Don't be scared off by this consolidation, as I said earlier in this video. At the end of the day, consolidation is just basically the charting equivalent for someone preparing for the next leg, right? Preparing for the next move. It's very necessary. It's very healthy. And Theta honestly looks ready to blast within the next month or, as I said, within the next 2 weeks. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Let me know if you disagree with me as well, and give me some valid reasons why you disagree with me, and I'll try to address them as best I can. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.